Merry Christmas! I finished this beautiful quilt just in the nick of time to deliver it to my mother-in-law for Christmas. So let me tell you all about this fun project based on a panel. I started with this group of Christmas fabric to make a present for my mother-in-law who loves cardinals that are featured in this kit. And one of the best things about the packaging is the color fabric chart. So my first step is always to make sure that I know which fabric is which in the pattern. Here is the panel that's featured in this kit. As you can see, you could chop it up and make smaller projects, placemats, or even put alternate blocks in between to make a larger quilt. But the kit just had us put some pretty borders on it and make a throw. So here is the final top, and with just that one pieced border and some accents, this top came together in literally a few hours. So I am so thrilled that I was able to just pick up a kit and end up with a quilt in no time. Welcome to my long arm studio. I have a fun Christmas themed quilt that I want to get done. So I am using a pantograph. So I'll be standing at the back of the machine following the pattern. You'll see me walking around a lot. You may see the back of my head as I walk in front of the camera where it's set up over there so that you have a view of the quilt. But I think I'm ready to go. And I just want to give you a different perspective of my quilting life. And a quick demo. There is a table here behind the machine, and I have got a paper pattern similar to this all laid out. And there's a laser on my machine that I'm going to watch as it follows the lines on the pattern. So that's how a pantograph works. It gives an edge-to-edge design across the whole quilt. And I've got a kind of a snowflake pattern here ready to go. So here is the pantograph all set up on the back end of my machine. And I get it in position by checking the placement of the needle on the quilt and then marking with my dry erase on the plexi coat covering for the table. And so when I've got my needle position and I advance the quilt to where the first line would start, I mark the edge so I know where I'm following that pattern. And then I move the machine, and when it gets to where the end would be, I again make a note for myself so that as I'm following along with my laser, I know I'm going to be going off the edge of the quilt right there. And I just follow those lines. This lighter marking is the registration, so that when I'm done with the row, I position the quilt on the stitches and then slowly advance the quilt up to this point, and then I know the next row will nest right in the previous row of stitching. And that's how pantographs work. So it does, this is one of those instances where it helps to have long arms to work at the long arm. But I'm gonna start here. I've basted my quilt top to the batting and the backing, and I'm all lined up on my first row. So I just reach over there and get my needle in place, and now I am ready to go for the first pass. we are done with the first row, the first pass. And with an all over pattern like this, you just have to choose a color and understand that it's going to show on those light areas. But this was busy enough fabric that I thought I could get away with the green on top of the white. And I think it looks really pretty there on the dark fabric as well. I thought of red would have been too bright. I like the idea there of the green in the background. And I wanted a flannel backing. This red is a little brighter than the red. You know, this was more of a burgundy tone in the quilt, but that's fine. And then I float my tops, which means this top edge is not attached to the machine. It was just basted on to the quilt. And I'm feeling some puckers there, so we will get everything smoothed out. I like to float the top. I like that top to be loose for just this reason. I can fold it back and get everything smoothed out. And that wrinkle will come out when we stretch. A little bit of fullness in that border, but with this open pattern, I think we'll be fine there. Again, this is not a show quilt. This is just going to be a couch lap quilt for my mother-in-law. And some of those wrinkles. Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at this top row of snowflakes. They look a little funky there, but we'll be okay. So now I've got my pattern marked with my starting point. Oh, I forgot one thing. I like to baste the edges down as I advance the quilt. So just add I like to get nice big repeats on my pantograph. That way you don't have to advance the quilt as much. No computer on this one. This is a Gamble Classic Plus. So it does have a stitch regulator, but everything else is hand guided. Okay, now we're ready to go on row 2. And I'm thinking I will only need 4 rows on this quilt. Okay, so that's about where the pattern starts. Take a few tacking stitches to begin and follow my pattern. Again, I have to adjust this first one because I'm right on the edge of my fabric. So I'll slide over. And then I'm all on the fabric and I'm trying to go as smoothly and evenly as I can around the design. actual design is a little more challenging because of those points.